Previously on Gutter Trash.
Think of it as a bonus, or a punishment. Fucking weird, you faggot. This little white trash lady with a unibrow and a lip ring sitting across from me. She's giving me the evil eye the entire time. I don't fucking know why she's the one with the unibrow.
But the best part of the story is, he still comes in my work and buys football cards now. And then, like, every time I see him, he's like, "Hey, what's up, Jason?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Rich?"
Yeah, we're not ending the show.
I had a cherry. My first real cherry. This is not a sex joke.
And he starts petting my head like a cat.
My grandma lives at the bottom of this hill, my cousin at the top, and it was like that sort of a neighborhood. Like, you know, seriously, banjos on the porches, sort of cousins having sex with each other.
A very dangerous combination of poverty and stubbornness.
Like, I pictured like this crazy, like, metal guy, like super huge, ripped, beardy, like basically a member of some like Norwegian death metal band. He just looks like some dude with short hair. He's like,
he's a gagger. Gutter Trash. My name is Eric.
and my name is Jason.
Episode 41. Black Hole by Charles Wilkins. How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I should have taken some
Nose candy?
nose candy before we came on. And by nose candy, I mean inhaler.
Yeah.
And by inhaler, I mean cocaine.
Because you inhale it.
Exactly.
You don't mess around.
Yeah. Stuffed up nose.
None of that gum rubbing stuff for you.
No. It's for pussies.
Yeah. So are you out of inhaler?
No, I've like my asthma inhaler, but like for nasal clearing,
Allergenic,
hay fever type, business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's in the other room, and I forgot to do it before we came on here. And
fuck all that noise.
Yeah.
Put 'em on.
So sorry, folks, you're going to deal with my nasally voice as usual. And that's for you.
Yeah. So it seems like we haven't done this in a while.
Yeah. I don't know why I looked for a calendar behind me. There is none.
In most offices, you could turn and there'd be one.
Up until probably about 4 years ago, I used to keep a calendar in here.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, apparently, fuck that. But, I think it was, back in July 9th.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Man.
I think. I don't know.
Is that right?
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
Heck, no, August 9th.
Okay.
So, only about 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't right.
I started sweating profusely when you said that. I was like, why did we wait so long? What is wrong? I was like, did I black out? I must have blacked out.
We haven't had a show for 2 months.
Where was I? I took a nap today when I got home, and for 15-minute nap, and it was one power nap, I like to call them. And I woke up, and I had no idea what. I was like, oh my god, it's Monday. That's what I thought. But it was like 5 minutes before you called me.
Yeah. I had a hard time sleeping last night. I was in Indianapolis. It was my oldest brother and my other brother had gotten together and decided that they were going to put something together to celebrate my parents' wedding anniversary, which was last Tuesday.
That's pretty cool.
40th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Olga and
Gary.
Gary.
The middle brother, though, apparently decided that, fuck that, I'm going to Kings Island, and so he wasn't there.
Was he one of the two that was supposed to help organize?
Yes. So we stayed at my oldest brother's house, and this is the first time I've been there. He has a son who's going to be 20 in September. Wasn't there when we showed up. Arrived about half an hour later, went directly to his room. We saw him about 2 hours later where he ate 2 chicken patty sandwiches with barbecue sauce and ketchup, a bunch of potato chips, a bunch of Teddy Grahams, and then a bunch of Teddy Grahams dunked inside of a bowl of chocolate frosting, and then a bunch of potato chips dunked inside a bowl of chocolate frosting.
Are you making this up?
I'm not making this up.
Oh my gosh.
And this was about 20 minutes before we were about to have dinner.
Right. That's a light snack.
Yeah. And so then, he disappeared into his room again, and then he came back out for dinner.
Now, this isn't, you said older brother, right? This isn't a 9-year-old who we're talking about.
I'm talking about my nephew.
Okay.
Who's going to be 20.
Okay. He's the one eating the telegram?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your brother.
No.
Still, though.
That's my nephew.
20, though. Still.
Yeah.
Telegram is dunked in
chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
That he was just eating it with a spoon. Yeah. And then he grabbed a handful of potato chips and shoved them in there and started eating those.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah. And then directly after dinner, which was like roast beef, mashed potatoes, corn, bread, salad, all that, which he ate. And then he left and didn't come back.
He was meeting some people for dinner.
Maybe. I don't know. So I figured, well, he's not here. I was going to sleep in his room because my other option was I'll sleep on the floor in the living room. So I had an air mattress because he's a 19-year-old kid. I'm not going to sleep on his bed. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because God knows what the hell he does to it. I know what I was doing to it at 20 years old. So, but then at the same time, like just before I was about to go to bed, my sister-in-law said, "Yeah, sometimes he'll say that he's not coming back for the night or whatever, and then he'll wind up coming home." So all night in a strange room, I kept waking up because I was like, "Oh man, maybe he's gonna show up or something."
Right. You hear a creak and you think it's him.
Right. So that was my night.
It doesn't sound very restful.
Yeah, I kept waking up like every hour. Plus air mattress.
And you just came back here this morning?
We got back around 2:33.
So did they have a good anniversary?
They went out they went on a cruise back in April, so that was their anniversary gift to each other. So this was just my brother deciding that, to celebrate it.
That's cool.
My niece, she had to work, so she wasn't there for dinner. But my brother, put aside some leftovers for her. And then when she got home from work, she had brought takeout from where she works. Chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese, and caramelized apples.
Wow. I think all the food groups were covered in the house that night.
Yeah.
Kittygrams, caramelized apples, mac and cheese.
And then we played apples to apples all night.
Okay. So you guys did play some games.
Yeah,
that's good.
Which was kind of fun because my dad and my brother were completely drunk.
Yeah. Your mom, no?
She's got a bunch of medical stuff coming up, so she couldn't drink.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't know. I've never seen her drink to get drunk.
Right.
My dad, I've seen him drunk, and I've seen my brother drunk many a time.
Sounds like good times.
Yeah, it was alright. On the way home, though, I saw 3 awesome things.
Yeah?
Yeah. somehow, my parents have a GPS locator thing that they were using to get home from my brother's house.
That's right, you were with them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess this is like this only the second time that they've ever been to his house there. So they were using it to get home, and the thing was taking us through basically, deliverance land.
Yeah.
And I mean, just back roads where, if you broke down, you're fucked. Eventually, we made it out to a main road, and it was like a shopping mall area, and there was a Hardee's that was a split restaurant. It was a Hardee's, and then something called Red Burrito.
Red Burrito?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I. And the sign, how they usually advertise, 2 Angus burgers for $6 or whatever, had try our new fried bologna biscuit.
And, of course, you did.
No. I do not like bologna. Never have.
Man.
It's nasty.
It's nasty meat.
Yeah.
It's bottom feeder.
Yeah.
Of the pork family.
Yes. I think it's just flattened hot dogs.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's basically what it tastes like.
It's the same substance. I'm sure.
Just rat tails and dirt.
Leftover spleens.
So then, while we were driving through the backwoods areas, lots of farmland out there, saw some cows sleeping, which I've never really seen before. Like, every time you pass a farm where there's cows, they're always just sort of standing around and grazing. These were laying down on the ground, just passed out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like with their legs curled under them?
Yeah.
But they weren't, on their side.
One of them was.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody tipped him.
Could be.
Wow. Would you cow tip?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it would.
No, I don't think they deserve tips.
No.
Yeah, just
they don't work hard enough.
Yeah, just like the people at Starbucks. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Then, like a little while past the sleeping cows, I saw donkeys. I've never seen a donkey before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were they sleeping?
No. It was just, they're donkeys. I've never seen a donkey.
Was there a bunch of them?
Yeah, it was 4 or 5.
A coven of donkey?
A coven,
a
sure.
gaggle?
Yeah. Coven of donkeys. Yeah. And then 2 horses. Wow. Just roaming around. And it was just that's awesome. I've never seen a donkey.
I don't know that I've ever seen it. I've seen ponies.
I've never seen. I can't say that I've ever seen a pony. I'm gonna assume that I haven't because I'm sure I'd remember if I had.
The only time I ever did, it depressed the hell out of me. Because I was walking out of a grocery store with my mom. I was 10 or 12 years old, and I walked out of the Kroger over in Van Buren, and they had this setup, where they had a pony, and they would take your picture on the pony if you're a kid for $5 or something.
Yeah.
And they were doing that, and my mom was like, "Oh, do you want your picture on the pony?" And I looked over, and that pony looked like it had this look in its eyes, "Fucking kill me." And it was just radiating that phrase out from its eyes, and I just was so depressed. I was like, "Let's get out of here." And now every time I think of ponies, I think of that poor bastard.
Well then, good for you. All right.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the trifecta.
Yeah. The third thing I saw was near Richmond. We were on 70, and a car passed us, entirely covered in Post-its.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's pretty cool too. How are they staying on?
I don't know.
That's the highway, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they
Because, if I write a note and slapped a Post-it on my computer, it would fall off in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. If you exhale, if you're "Oh, man," and the Post-its all just fall off.
Yeah.
Maybe they use, Gorilla Glue or something.
Could be.
They didn't rely on the Post-it glue.
Could be.
Were there messages on the Post-its?
There was on the back window. I mean, they left enough room so that you could like see through the back window, but there was like some on the bottom that had something written on it. But like the rest of the car, the outside of the car, covered in Post-its.
Could you even tell what color the car was?
It was silver.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were some
patches.
right.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Wonder what that was about.
I don't know.
Should YouTube post it car later?
Yeah, maybe.
See what comes up.
On the bumper there was a website, but I don't remember what it was, and like it passed us too fast for me to clearly see what it was.
Maybe they're doing. Maybe they're the street team for a Post-it, and you kind of post it with really good glue.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I would be a believer. You know. That's all it would take for me.
Yeah.
Post-it going on the highway. Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. They were multicolored. And, I mean, it wasn't like, like they were, like, sort of wallpapered onto it. I mean, they were, like,
yeah.
Like flipping in the wind.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, in the car was a bunch of donkeys and sleeping cows. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Now what should we talk about?
I don't know.
Should we talk about this thing? Or just... We got room to babble. I had a good night. I went on a date.
Yeah.
With my special lady friend.
Yeah.
And
could we call her your girlfriend yet?
Yeah, I think we can call her that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, her friend was playing at a coffee house in Cedarville.
Yawn.
Her friend was actually really good, but
don't care.
The
I'm imagining acoustic guitar,
oh,
lone on the stage on a small mic. Yeah,
there was a lot of that,
and she was one of them.
Well, I think she was in a chair. Acoustic guitar. Yeah. But
no backup band or anything.
No backup bands.
Just poorly written songs.
They were good. They're good.
Sure, yeah.
I enjoyed them. She had an impressive, amazing voice. I'd like to hear more. I'd like to check it out.
Anyway, so you went to this pretentious crap fest.
It was like a Christian coffee house, too.
Ooh, double negative. Does not make the positive.
But, it was really strange because there's, like, the first three guys that did their set, they were, like, one of them is, like, definitely Christian because he was like, they were all doing, like, Bob Dylan songs, though. It was really strange. And they're like, one of them goes, I love this song right here. It reminds me of the Book of Revelations because, and like, he starts going on. I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, I forget what it was. It wasn't like Ain't Gonna Work in My Life Field no more.
Right,
but it was like, oh, when the ship comes, or when the ship comes in or something. I don't know. But, I was like, how do you
Tangled up in... I don't know what that is.
He was like, hey, now you're an all-star. It reminds me of the Book of Acts. But yeah, it was alright. It was just too bad that she was like the 8th person. So,
I fucking killed this.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I actually had a good time, but yeah, there's a couple of those guys that I was just like, get off the stage, asshole. So yeah, that was my night. And then we watched Twin Peaks and the Triplets of Belleville. And this morning we went to a what do you call them? Flea market.
Oh,
and it was pretty cool.
which one?
It was the one in West Carrollton in the old Roberts building.
I didn't know there was one.
Oh, and it's sweet. I bought a book that reprints a bunch of 20s and like 1910 comics. It was like $7. It had like this old strip by Frank King, Gasoline Alley guy, before Gasoline Alley, And I'd never even heard of it. It was like Barry's Imagination or something. I forget what it was called, but it was about this little kid in school, and he just like pretends like he's just really bored in school, and he pretends like he's breaking out of school, and it's a jail cell, and he's got that like striped clothing, and all of a sudden, like, yeah, there's some neat stuff. And then this one dealer had a bunch of those old, like kind of like these glasses I'm drinking out of your Peanuts glass.
Peanuts glass. Charles Schultz Peanuts glass. Yes. Snoopy. Charlie Brown. Yes.
So I'm just drinking out of your penis here, and no, but they had like the ones with Robin and
Batman.
No, it was like the guy blue pointy ears. Radioactive Man. No, they didn't have Batman. It was like Robin and then some other like Titan, like a Teen Titan character or something.
Cyborg. Aqualad. Because that would make sense if you drank out of an Aqualad glass.
There may have been an Aqualad.
I don't know.
But they were like $18. And, I was like, that's a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they're worth something, but I was thinking $5 to $10 maybe.
Yeah. It's probably the most I'd bet.
And, of course, it is a flea market. I don't know if it's apropos. You're
supposed
to... Yeah, you're supposed to... Like, do they get offended if you don't haggle with them?
I don't know. I have never been to one.
Really?
Yeah.
No Trader's World?
Nope. Pass it every day. But
right.
No. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Trader's World's a little big. Like if you go there, you almost need to take a break somewhere in between because it's just aisle after aisle. But this is just like, it's a little smaller than like a Meijer or a Walmart. It's smaller than that, but yeah, there's some neat stuff. Some old toys and like this one guy had some or lady, I don't know whose table it was. They had a box of like old metal posters, like Coca-Cola posters, right. But they had a couple like racist caricature ones that had like advertising, I don't know what, gum or something. But
so you bought like 4 of those?
No, I already had all of them. Okay, yeah. No, but I mean, it's just neat to see that stuff because you never see that old style stuff.
Yeah.
Not that you never see this sweet racist stuff that I love so much. That's not what I meant, but it was just kind of odd, and they had some crazy stuff there.
I had no idea that there was one there in that building. Yeah. I mean, here in Dayton, all we hear about flea markets, it's, Middletown,
Turtle Creek.
Turtle Creek, or, well, it's now called,
Treasure Island, that's right.
And, Trader's World, like across the highway from each other.
Yeah.
The battle of the flea markets.
Trader's World is the one that has the horse.
The anatomically correct horse, right? Yeah.
Giant horse cock.
Yeah.
As seen
visible from the freeway, yeah. Right next to the giant butter Jesus.
Yeah. Well, where else would your horse cock go? What? Oh, mercy.
Hey, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
These are just things that exist.
Yeah. Yeah, your penis glass and your horse cock sign. It's just there in my world. I'm an observer. I didn't create these magical things.
So speaking of cock, and more specifically vagina, we read Black Hole by Charles Burns.
Yes. I can see how that's a appropriate segue.
Yes, it is.
Charles Burns.
Charles Burns.
What can you say?
I can say that C. Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons is named after him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, didn't he room with?
I think he was.
Matt
Yeah.
That's craziness.
Yeah. And one of them's a good artist.
Oh. Wait, which one? Out of who?
Charles Matt Groening and Charles Burns.
Really? You're not a fan of Matt Groening?
I enjoy the fact that he created the shows that I enjoy. But no, he is not a great artist.
Oh. I like it. I like the life and health thing a lot.
I think he is a very talented writer and idea man. and can certainly produce the hell out of a show.
Yeah.
And entertain me for years and years, even when people just bitch about it. Because all I ever hear anymore is, The Simpsons suck. No, they really don't.
Yeah.
They truly, really don't.
Well.
Unless, I mean... No, I can't. Unless, like, the only things that you watch in life are, like, you know, shows like Dexter and Mad Men. And, like, yeah, The Simpsons is the worst of those three.
Right.
But,
yeah.
you know...
Compared to, like...
compared to other... Right.
Yeah.
The exact example I was going to use.
Yeah, because, I mean, I used to love The Simpsons back when I watched a lot of TV, but yeah, literally, the two shows you named are, like, the only shows I've seen in the last month, so...
Right.
Yeah.
In the past weekend.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Charles fucking Burns.
Charles fucking Burns.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
His art is perfect.
Yes.
Like, there's not a misplaced line
Anywhere.
in the entire graphic novel.
Not a single one. I mean, 12-issue series, collected in various forms, paperback, hardcover. Took, what did we figure out, 10 years to come out?
Yeah, I think it was 95 to 05.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah.
And it fucking shows.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, I'm gonna guess, you know, I can't say, we don't know his work ethic, we don't know. I mean, he does do, like, a lot of advertisements and
He does all the
magazine illustrations,
Believer,
right, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm sure he had paying jobs to work on in between putting this out.
Right.
But, what, a day a panel?
Yeah, I would say. Two to three if he's, you know, pushing it late,
right,
drinking coffee. And it shows, like you said, every panel is just... I mean, yeah, you could open... How many pages is this book, do you think? 2 to 300?
I'm going to say... 350.
But it's... There, I mean, there's not a single panel that isn't worth, like, just looking at after you're done reading it.
Right.
I mean, he is amazing.
Even, like, the simplest panels with just, like, you know, a character and just, like, the most plain background in it. I mean, it is just meticulously rendered.
Oh, yeah. But that's the strange thing, too, is, like, everything is such stark black and white with him.
Right.
It's like, he just uses, you know, like, he varies his line weight and things like that to make it look like it has depth
and texture.
But
there's like some things like on the cover here. I've got the hardback out without the dust cover, and there's an orange or something on the cover there, and you can see like little textures on it that you normally find in like an Art Adams thing. But
just a little stippling.
But very little of that. Almost everything is just very woodcut like.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, he does look like scratchboard or woodcut or something like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, like, I think there's a couple close-ups of sperm hitting an egg. Where it's like that stipple thing that's really impressive.
So I just randomly opened the book and found a page which has another character in the book has their artwork shown, and even that is like a completely different style.
It looks like Clive Barker art.
Yeah, it does. Very much so. But I was trying to see if there was a page, because you mentioned the scratchboard. If there was anything that, you know, looked like it might obviously be scratchboard or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think, like, even a panel that has just mostly black.
Yeah.
I think he probably just drew that.
Yeah. It's 99% black. And okay, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah.
Paint this.
And he probably does it all with one pen or one brush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like one specific style on every page. He throws it away and buys a new one.
Right.
He seems like he'd be in that category with Chris Ware as far as just insane, like meticulous.
Yeah.
You know, everything is planned out the way he wants it to be.
Yeah. oh man, he's definitely one of those that you look at his art and you think, I should just give up.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
I will say though, the story,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I mean, he could illustrate a how to buckle your seatbelt manual.
Right.
It was 500 pages. I'd read the whole fucking thing.
The story is a little bit better than that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's an above average parable of some sort. Yeah,
it's real basic and it really does remind me. We mentioned David Lynch earlier. I don't know if that was before we started recording.
Yeah,
but
that was, yeah.
But
because I was watching Troll, which he directed.
Yeah, Troll by David Lynch. Check it out. He uses a pseudonym, but it's him. But yeah, I mean, this kind of reminds me of the David Lynch thing where, I mean, there's a little bit of linearness in it, but most of it is like abstract and just like people, freaking out,
hallucinations,
right? You don't know what's real, and,
right?
There's a lot of dreams. Oh, that was one thing I don't want to forget to mention this. We were talking about his art and like how stark and black and white it is. There's like maybe 30 times in the story where they say like, I bit into the sandwich and the pink meat, or like they're talking about the sky and how yellow it is and like how blue something is. And there's not a drop of color in this entire book, but every time that he mentions how something is in color, you see it exactly like he's describing it. Like the black and white does not take away anything from that image. It's amazing the way he can. I don't know. I'm not sure how he does that. I think it's just that powerful, his artwork.
Right.
That you can just picture exactly what he's trying to convey.
Yeah. He's just that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a badass mofo.
Yes, he is. Badass.
So you want to talk about the story?
Alright.
You're much better at that than me.
Until you ruin it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm waiting to pounce in. Wait, didn't they all die though?
So anyway, the story is about, I'd say there's two main characters in it, and then a bunch of supporting characters who have differing levels of importance. But it's about a kid named Keith and a girl that he has a crush on named Chris. Mm-hmm. Chris, during a party, winds up having sex with the school hunk named Rob.
Rob's a badass.
Rob's a badass. We should also mention that the story takes place somewhere in the mid-70s.
Yeah.
Mid to late.
Yeah, because Charles Burns, he was in high school in 73, I remember.
Okay.
So I'd imagine it's supposed to be that time.
And there's a point in the story where a character basically leaves school for a while, and when she finally sort of resurfaces to talk to one of her friends, David Bowie has just become sort of the new big thing.
Yeah.
So whenever David Bowie was sort of just becoming David Bowie.
So it's either 73 or 94.
I'm going to say 94.
Yeah.
All the references to Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
No. So yeah, somewhere in the mid-70s. So she winds up having sex with Rob. And in the middle of it, she discovers that he has a mouth on his neck.
Uh-oh. I always hate that. You're making out, you reach down, extra mouth.
Yeah. So basically, it's a disease, like a sexually transmitted disease that is affecting the teenagers of this town, high school, whatever, in which Once they get it, they start to mutate in various different ways.
Yeah, each one has their own sort of mutation, which is awesome.
Yeah. Which makes for some of the best visuals in the book, especially in the single issues. There's an inside front cover and the inside back cover. Basically, they're yearbook photos of just, a random kid from this high school. Inside front is them before the plague,
Right.
and then the inside back is them after the plague, and each single one is unique and awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell he just had a blast with that.
Yeah. But yeah, they wind up manifesting themselves as, becoming dog-faced or losing all your hair, just covered in boils, mouth out of your neck,
Skin falling off. Yeah.
Little tadpole things hanging off of your ribs.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the things he described. He was like, they're grayish and something,
yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
And it was black and white.
So, basically, the kids who have the plague, they all wind up sort of living in this commune in the woods. Just, they're ousted by society.
They don't go to school anymore.
They root around through trash for food, or some of the people who can pass, like hang out with them occasionally and like bring them food from the outside. And
yeah, the kid with the mouth on the neck, he was still going to school.
he was still going to school. He also had a girlfriend who, or a girl he was sleeping with, other than Chris, who had like webbed fingers or something.
Yeah. You know David Letterman has those? I heard.
I did not know that.
Someone told me that.
Huh.
He had to get them removed or something.
Okay.
Maybe he went to that school.
Maybe he did.
And we all know about Paul Schaefer.
Oh.
Fucking weird.
Of course. Yeah.
Crazy bald Jew.
You and the racism again.
Again, I never stop. It's a constant.
Anyway.
No. And that was a lyric from a Preparation H song. The song was called, I think it was just called David Letterman. And I'll recite the lyrics for you now. Because David, what a man. Letterman gives away ham. Paul, I wish I was you. Schaefer, a funky bald Jew. That was the entire song. It was really short. It was a crust song.
So I take it you read the lyrics in a book then, because certainly couldn't have heard them.
I had the cassette. And it had
So
the
it
lyrics.
had little...
And the lyrics. Yeah. It's like a book.
Yeah. It folds out.
But you could understand them. You could actually understand them.
Oh, it's one of those bands.
Yeah. Yeah, they were good.
One of those bands with the clarity.
Yeah.
And the enunciation.
The ones that the kids don't understand because you can actually understand them. Kids in their rock and roll. I'm sorry.
I just shook my fist, just in case anyone was wondering.
But yeah, webbed hands.
Well, yeah. But, so this group of kids. Some of them, there was the one girl in the group that lived in the forest, who it really didn't look like she had anything wrong with her.
Yeah, that was the one I was the most curious about. I was like, what the fuck is going on with her?
Right.
Like, why is she such a misfit that she still hangs out with all these kids?
Yeah.
Like, she must have had something crazy going on, like, if you pull her shirt off or,
Right.
like, take her shoes off and there's, like, acid seeping out of her toenails or something.
But anyway, so, basically the story of Keith and Chris sort of intertwine, as, Chris basically, is sort of outed in front of everyone that she has the bug.
Right.
And, she freaks out, and Rob helps her relocate to the woods, but she doesn't really want to associate with all the other misfits. And, like actual misfits, not the band.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to associate with them?
Back in the day, Glenn Danzig was always an asshole.
Yeah.
Just say.
That's what I've heard. Never met him. One of my friends did at a record sign, said he was an asshole.
Yeah. My ex-girlfriend met him when he was signing comics, like for when he had his erotic comics. Said that she was there with her boyfriend at the time, and like he was like the big Glenn Danzig fan, and saw that he had his fingernails filed into claws. So she said that her boyfriend then, from that day forward, like started growing out his fingernails.
That's hilarious.
Filing them.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
Anyway.
Glenn Danzig.
Wow. Yes.
What a dweeb.
Indeed. 5'3" and full of rage.
Well, that's why. He's got short man syndrome.
Exactly. Yeah. You know me, I can't stand short people.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That means that they are a plague on society. Anyone under 5'5", fuck them.
Oh. Am I under 5'5"?
I don't think you are.
I'm 5'9".
I'd say so.
Something like that. Okay, yeah. I'm safe.
Yeah. Girlfriend, she's got to go.
My girlfriend?
Yeah.
She's shorter than 5'5".
Yeah.
She's awesome. You'd like her.
Well, say your goodbyes.
Okay. I'll never date her again.
Or, just tell her to grow.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing's stopping her.
Easy enough. Easy fix. Easy fix. Alright. I don't know why I shouldn't just think of that.
That's the problem with the short people, is they never think.
Oh, man. Jeez. Can we just make racist jokes? I'm totally uncomfortable. Can we talk about Libyans or something?
They shot Doc Brown.
That's random fucking Libyans. Why would they do that? Just they wanted his plutonium.
And they did.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Could you imagine if they knew that he had a time machine?
Well, they wouldn't know because they're stupid foreigners.
Exactly.
They might as well be gay.
Yeah.
Or,
fuck those guys, too.
Or Italian.
Literally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Or,
some handsome gays out there.
Or Puerto Rican.
Fuck those people.
and by those people,
those rice and beaners.
Oh, my gosh.
Because beaners are just Mexicans. And I know they eat rice too, but Puerto Ricans, it's a combination rice and bean.
Yeah, rice and bean. I like it. I like it. I'm going to incorporate that in my racist vernacular
book. For the record, my family is Puerto Rican.
And mine is gay.
Yes. And midgets.
And gay midgets. Surrounding me all my life.
This is going into uncomfortable places that I'm usually all too happy to go to.
I'm all about uncomfortable places. Hello. But we're saying in the story. In the story of the book.
Yeah.
Black Hole. You know what I think it really boils down to? We're still going over this?
No, fuck it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I really think it boils down to Charles Burns sit down and he goes, I love horror comics and romance comics. Because he was born in the 50s.
Fair.
And he kind of grew up with that whole thing, like famous monsters and whatnot. And I think those were his two favorite things. He was like, I'm going to mix these two together. I also love smoking weed.
Yeah.
I mean, he grew up in the 70s in high school. And he was like, I'm going to do this giant fucking sweet awesome book about drugs, romance, and monsters.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the only story it needs because it comes across that he loves every fucking panel so hardcore in this book that it doesn't need anything else, I don't think.
Yeah. It's a little deeper than that, though. I mean,
that's the essence, though.
That's the essence.
Yeah.
But below that even is a story about, just going through puberty.
Yeah.
And suffering through your teenage
years. High school alienation.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, even just, like, the people that leave the high school and go live in the woods, I mean, basically that's just, like, the kids that sit in that one corner in the lunchroom.
Right,
right. Yeah, I think it really is just him talking about being a geek in high school. And probably he was still reading monster and romance comics in high school, and he just kind of melded it all together, and, yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's one of the only graphic novels. I mean, I've reread a few graphic novels, but and this is the third time I read this one, and I know that I'm not done yet. You know, right. I'll read it a few more times.
Yeah. This is actually only my second time through this, because I collected the individual issues when they came out, and then, but like, you know, I didn't, like, every time a new one came out every 2 years, I didn't go back and reread the other ones.
I did at first, and I just kind of like, it'd been so long.
Right, yeah. So basically, by the time I read issue 12, you know, wrapping the whole thing up, it was just like, I really don't remember what happened in 1 through 11.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because I read them the same way. I read each issue as it came out, and then, like, I'd say for the first 3 or 4, I went back and reread everything. But then, after a while, it was basically just me reading this story that I couldn't remember who, like, Keith and Rob, like...
Almost the same person.
Yeah, the first time I read that story, I thought they were the same until issue number, like, 7 or 8.
Right,
I was like, that's the same guy. They look exactly alike, except for slightly different haircuts.
Yeah.
But, and then, so I read that, and I couldn't tell what was going on, because by the end of it, I was just like, I just want to look at this awesome art.
Yeah.
And then, a few years ago, I got really high one night, and I sat there and I read the entire book in one sitting. I didn't even, like, go up to pee.
Yeah. And
that was awesome, but I still didn't quite get it, because I was really high. I was just, because I remember just looking at the artwork, mostly. But then, the other night I read it 2 different nights. I sat down and read it, and man, it was perfect.
Yeah, I would have liked to have read this in a bigger chunk, I think. But I don't know what the fuck I do with my time. But, you know, like, I could easily just come home from work and start reading. You know, but I don't. I wait till like 11 o'clock at night when I'm, you know, at my most tired. And
you have to get up at 5,
right? And I'm just like, oh, I'll read for a little while. Yeah. I'm a dumbass.
Well, that's why I'm
a comic reading dumbass.
Man, it's such a good book.
It really is. The art definitely makes up the majority of the enjoyment of this. But it's a good enough story to keep your interest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the story's not amazing, but it's totally there. It's a acceptable story, and
there's perfectly solid.
There's a couple of scenes, like the scene where, is it Rob or Keith? I'm still getting confused. Not the one with the mouth.
Unibrow is Keith.
Yeah, Keith, okay. Double mouth is Rob.
Right.
Yeah. So Keith is, hanging out with a couple stoner friends, and they're like, high watching TV or something, and he goes wandering down the hallway to get a beer or something, or to use the bathroom, and he meets the girl Liza with the tail.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I always found that to be so fucking sexy. That whole scene where he's like following her down the hallway, and you see her tail like wagging under the
shirts,
shirt,
because she's not wearing pants,
right,
at all.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I mean, that's probably part of why it's so hot. Is it's a lady without pants.
Yeah,
always hot.
Yeah,
but it's a good look, ladies.
Yes, it is.
Incorporate it in the next summer's fashion. But no, but that whole scene where you see her tail wagging, and then she like lets him. She like talks him into grabbing the tail while they're having sex. Like
is that night or?
It was a different night.
Okay.
But yeah, just that whole thing. I don't know why. I've always was like, is that a penis thing? Is it like me equating that to a penis? I don't think it is.
I don't.
Turn into therapy all of a sudden. But oh man, it was so dark and odd. And like
a little creepy.
It was creepy.
Yeah,
fucking sexy.
Yeah, well, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't like being that guy that would say that about comic art.
Right. But no, I don't mean like the actual.
I know, but like the mood.
Yeah. Like the whole idea of that. Like there wasn't like a panel that was like, I'm totally jerking it to this later.
Right.
But I mean, just the scene and like just imagining being high and like having sex with a girl with a tail.
Right.
It's like, wow, some kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What was I gonna say? There's something else about the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you think about it later, you can.
Yeah.
But any last words on the subject of this awesome book?
I think, aren't they turning it into a movie? I heard Neil Gaiman's written a screenplay.
There have been rumors about that for a while. Neil Gaiman, I think, and I know at one point the guy who directed High Tension was attached to direct.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which, I mean, I like High Tension enough as a movie, but I don't know, like rereading this, like I kept thinking about the fact that it is being turned into a movie, and the fact that this generally seems to get labeled as like a horror story.
Yeah.
It's not really. I mean, there's creepy things in it.
It's more like a surreal, nightmarish kind of thing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't see, like, generally, like, sort of that flashy, quick edit. That would stock directing. I don't think that would work with this story at all.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be like, this story, saying this is a horror story would be like saying Todd Browning's Freaks is a horror movie.
Right.
It's just like kind of surreal and creepy and odd, and it reminds you of a fever dream, or like I said, David Lynch, because of all the like imagery in his nightmare, like the dreams in his movies.
Yeah.
I think he would do well with this movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, with this book
at
as
least,
a movie.
Yeah, I mean, he does at least know when to pull back from the bullshit and, just tell a story occasionally.
Yeah.
Even if it is, a shitty story. But,
except for Inland Empire, he never pulled back.
Never saw it.
Just kept going. Yeah.
But, I can see David Lynch doing this. Or like a David Cronenberg, even.
Oh, yeah. So.
Definitely David Cronenberg. All the body imagery and, like, the mutations.
Yeah.
That is right up his fucking alley.
Right. Or Farley Brothers.
Farley Brothers!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah. That would be awesome. Like he's having sex with the girl and he accidentally rips her tail off and she doesn't notice. And, which sort of happens.
Which does happen, yeah.
But she actually notices, and he's like, in the movie, he's trying to like put it back on.
Right.
He's got like glue and he's... That'd be awesome. I know they're some of our listeners. I know they've wrote in, so guys, you need to do this. Make it happen. Fairly Brothers.
Fairly Brothers, hell yeah.
Is it Fairly? It's Fairly?
I think it's Fairly.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're fairly sure?
I'm fairly sure, yes.
Oh.
Peter and Bobby. Let's go.
Really? That's their name? Aren't they Brady's?
40% sure.
You think of the Brady brothers?
I'm thinking of both.
Okay.
Because they were the Bradys.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't want to be attached to the TV show anymore, so they changed their last name when they started directing movies. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sort of like when Alice had plastic surgery and became Mia Farrow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Or, like, how, Emilio Estevez changed his name to differentiate himself from Martin Sheen.
Huh. Okay. That's true, though. Sort of.
Do I really have to tell you?
Yeah, he was a Sheen, wasn't he?
Martin Sheen's real name is like Ramon Estevez.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. See, he was distancing himself from Emilio. Good move. That is a good move.
He saw Repo Man and said, fuck it.
And then when he saw Max Motor, I was like, yep, best choice I ever made in my life.
Oh, let's take a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Gutter Trash. That was a restful break. Hope you all had a good time.
Indeed it was. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. We tried out your cordless keyboard.
Yeah. It has the range of this room.
Yeah. I don't think it's even a matter of feet because you went around the corner
Yeah.
and you were like right by the wall and it still didn't work.
Yep.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Cordless is cordless.
True. I've been looking. I got that about 2 weeks ago. I've been looking forward to getting one for a while. Mostly since we started doing the show. Because my old keyboard, I would put it off to the side, but I've got so much crap on my desk that it would just sort of be in the way.
Right.
And occasionally, I would accidentally hit it and stop the show.
Yeah. I have the cordless mouse. And
yeah.
I heard they have cordless phones now.
No,
telephones.
I think you're wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, the telephones. I saw them at the Gold Circle the other day.
No, I think you made that up. Hey,
oh no,
was that a toy?
It was in the Jetsons. That's where I saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it wasn't just one of those play school things, maybe it was like something you saw in a sci-fi TV show or something
like the Voyager.
Right. Yeah.
I did see at that flea market today a rotary phone. Almost wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
And the other cool phone they had a Spider-Man phone, and it was like this tiny little phone. I mean, it is obviously for little kids, but you hang it up on the receiver, at the base of this basically plastic statue of Spider-Man, doing his devil symbol signs, his rock and roll hands. I was like, wow, That's so cool. It'd be worth getting another landline phone.
Yeah.
Just to have the Spidey phone.
I was, well, two things. One, my mom had a rotary phone up until about 10, 15 years ago, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And, at her shop. Which, she also had call forwarding at the time. And in order to do that, you have to, enter a code and then the phone number to which you're having the calls forwarded to. So,
30 numbers.
Every time she would, leave work, she would have to spend, 5 minutes.
Yeah. I loved rotary phones. Man, they're so cool. We had one when we were kids at the house.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had one at my parents' house. We always had push-button phones.
Right.
Yeah. But, the other thing, Spider-Man. My nephew had,
Spider-Man gummy bears for dessert.
No. He had, some Spider-Man action figures in his room. And, one of them was, a big, 24-inch tall Spider-Man.
Oh, right.
Fully posable.
Hard plastic.
Yeah. And, it was, he was sitting there, and, the position he was in, he almost should have had, the sort of the devil horns going. But, he just had his hands, fully splayed. And, I was like, that seems inappropriate for Spider-Man. He should have the devil horns.
Yeah. Is he supposed to be climbing up a wall or something?
No, he was just, propped up against his closet.
Yeah, he looks weird whenever he's not. That's how you can always tell in the comics that it's not Peter Parker, it's somebody pretending to be Spider-Man. Like that issue of Sledgehammer Comics, number 2, where the guy was posing as Spider-Man. He never made the devil horns. He always just had the flat hands.
Didn't, when he got the black costume, didn't he not make the devil horns? He just sort of... Because they came out from the back of his hands. He had that white patch.
I gotta think he was so used to it that he would still do it even if he didn't need to.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'm gonna go pull up Secret Wars number 8 and check it out.
I've got, I think in my bathroom I have the Saga of the Alien costume.
Ooh. Is that the origin? The original?
It's the trade paperback that has,
252 on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have Secret War, but it has all the...
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I loved that. I loved that costume. That was one of my favorite toys, was my Secret Wars toy of Black Costume Spidey.
Yeah. I only had a Wolverine.
He was cool, too.
Yeah. It's the only one I've ever had.
Black Claws or Silver Claws?
Silver.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Of course, I had no idea who he was. I just saw it. Said sure, and my mom said yes, you can have that.
You're like, he comes with a red shield. It must be Captain America and an alternate costume.
I knew that much difference. Fuck. There, heart attack, but I'm all right.
Sweet. Yeah, you always overcome those. You're bouncing back quicker now.
Yeah. It was the first 4 that really took it out of me. But once you get past that, I mean, it's just, it's like a hiccup.
Right. You're a trooper.
Yeah. So read any decent comics? Read any bad comics this past week?
The only thing I read that came out last week was Wednesday Comics, the DC thing. Seems like I bought a couple more. I read Doom Patrol. That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I haven't read anything else lately.
I've bought Wednesday Comics. I just haven't read them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I will at some point.
Good stuff.
Yeah. But on my trip to Indianapolis, to and back, I read The Marquis.
Oh yeah, the Guy
Davis trade paperback of all the published Marquis stories to date.
Is it good?
It was really good, yeah. It was one of those things when, the first series or whatever came out, I bought them as they came out, but I never read them. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when the second series or whatever came out. Like, well, I'm pretty sure that my comic shop never ordered them. Yeah, so there's no here to look.
Damn.
Yeah. But that was, probably before I could ever give them shit about it. But, so when this trade came out, I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I love Guy Davis. He's awesome. And yeah, it's a pretty good story.
Is it both series in one?
It's the first miniseries, the following miniseries, and then the one shot that came out.
Wow, that's great.
And then he did like a whole new prelude for it, like a 5-6 page story that went before the first issue. Plus he reprinted the original version of that story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he did like back in 1997 he had a preview of the Marquis that came out from Caliber Comics.
Oh wow, I loved Caliber.
And I guess he decided when he did the trade that he would redo the beginning prelude to it, like with a all new story. That way, because he said the way that the original one turned out and how everything reads together in a trade, that the prelude over-explains too much.
Oh, okay.
So he just wanted to sort of back off from that a little bit.
Right. It was made more for people that hadn't read the other stuff.
Yeah. And I guess just to pretty much get people interested in it, because it came out 3 years before the actual series ever did.
Okay.
And then he's got like a ton of sketches and character designs and unpublished arts and cover arts from like every different edition of the book.
Wow. I like how versatile. That is him that does Zombies That Eat the World. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's awesome because that looks hilarious.
Yeah.
But the Marquis and some of the other stuff I've seen by him is so
BPRD
dark. Yeah, that's right. He does BPRD, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I've still never read a single issue of BPRD. How weird is that?
That is weird.
I should.
Yeah,
I totally should.
You should. They're pretty good. Mm-hmm. They are pretty good. But yeah, I guess he's gonna finish out the story of the Marquis in like a series of graphic novels.
Okay.
So he's got like 2 more graphic novels coming out. 2 or 3 more, something like that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
And they're doing I think it's Tomorrow Publishing. I think that's who does the Modern Masters. They're doing one of him in October. Yeah. That looks cool. I love those books because I got the Art Adams and the Kevin Nolan one and the Bruce Timm one. Yeah. They show all these sweet sketches and like unpublished commission art and things like that. There's some really great stuff in those.
I think I would like the idea of those more if they were done more like coffee table books. And I think I've talked about this on the show. Like that Art of Hellboy book that have,
just bigger pages and
big pages. It's nice and thick. It's full color, and it's got every last possible piece of related art other than the comic pages.
Right. In their defense, though, they're relatively cheap. They're like
$13.
Yeah, $13, $14. Yeah.
But if they came out with the art of Adam Hughes as like this big ass fucking coffee book,
right?
Fuck yeah, I'd buy that.
Really? Okay. I respect Adam Hughes, but
I meant Art Adams.
Okay.
But I would probably buy an Adam Hughes one too because I like him.
I was like, I wouldn't buy an Adam Hughes one, although my hat's off to the guy, good artist. But yeah, Art Adams, fucking A, I would.
Yeah. And Bruce Timm definitely because there's so little of his stuff available in print.
I want to see a book of cover like a book of every cover that Kevin Nolan ever did.
Yeah.
And maybe a Brian Bolland. Maybe they could weed out some of the Camelot 3000s or something. But
even those are still good.
Yeah, they're still good. But he's got so many amazing Vertigo and DC covers over the years.
You know what I'd say they could weed out from Brian Bolland?
Ooh.
Half of the Invisible covers.
Really?
Yeah, they're awful.
Really?
Yeah.
I love them.
Invisible's my favorite comic of all time. Most of Brian Bolland's covers for that series are terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
I love them. I love all those covers. Like, those are ones I would want them to include.
Oh, I hate them. Especially Volume 3.
The
ones that were counting down to 1. Fuck, those are terrible.
Really?
Fucking awful.
Oh, man.
Uh,
You don't think it has his normal style, or you just don't?
1, I don't think that has his normal style. 2, I don't like them. 3, they're not good.
There was a little bit of like computery.
He was doing a lot of Photoshop work on them, and it's like it's like when The Dark Knight Strikes Back came out, and that was like full color, by Lynn Varley, and like I bought that first issue, and I said that, I'm not paying for someone to learn how to use Photoshop when they're making a comic. Right. And that's the exact same thing with Brian Bolland.
Really?
It's like, man, he's teaching himself how to use Photoshop on my dime.
I really like
Fuck
those.
that. You learn it on your own time, and when you get good, then you can start doing it. Which he did, eventually. Because, he's still got the Photoshoppy stuff with, like, his Jack of Fables, right. And I think some of the Flash covers that he did a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But, when he was Invisible's awful. Awful.
It's have to agree to disagree.
I'm not saying all of them were awful.
Right.
Most of them were awful.
Oh, man. See, those are the ones that, like, I would want them to have in the book. That and, like, all the Animal Man and...
the Animal Men are great.
Even the Wonder Woman covers, they were awesome.
Yeah, those are awesome. And, Flash covers I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. Like, a second ago, earlier.
It's cool that he's doing the new Animal Man covers, too. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Like, when I first saw the number 1, I was like, they're spoofing the old Brian Bolland cover. And then I saw number 2, and I was like, man, that is Brian Bolland.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He is very good. Except for, what I was just saying.
Is he the one that... Doesn't he only draw on a Wacom tablet now?
I believe so, yeah.
That's him?
Yeah.
Wow, he's still good.
Yes, he is.
You would think like that would drastically affect his style.
It did. Did you not just listen to me?
But I mean, it still looks just like his artwork.
That stuff didn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it didn't look like his layout or style, but I mean, you could still see like his line work.
A little bit, yeah.
No. Okay, I'm done talking about Brian Bolland.
Alright. Well, let's talk about Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
Because I think he's awesome.
He is awesome.
And, like I said earlier, I would love to have, like, a fucking coffee table book of his stuff, since so little of it seems to be in print.
Oh, he's great. His pinups and things.
Oh, yeah.
Conan and Red Sonja and all that.
Yeah. I mean, he's worked on, 4 comics ever? I don't know. He is awesome. And he's involved with my movie pick.
Oh, Dead Heat? He storyboarded Dead Heat?
He did?
I had no idea.
Man, you are excited about that movie.
Treat Williams, Joe Piscopo, and Vincent Price.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can watch that. Not for the show, though.
Yeah.
But definitely in our free time.
Downtime.
Yeah. But no, for the show,
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking... I was going to say this is our first, but it technically isn't.
Animated?
Well, it's our first animated.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to say it's our first comic movie.
Oh, the very first one.
But the very first episode was a comic movie,
Yeah.
even though it's a comic hardly anyone has ever heard of. But this, I think a couple more people may have heard of. But
We're all class. Style, wittiness, and class. Those would be the 3 words to describe this show.
I agree. Mask of the Phantasm.
Sweet. I had an inkling you were going to pick that. I've never seen that movie, which is retarded. I love Batman, I love Bruce Timm, and I love movies.
I love all those things. I was an avid Batman the Animated Series watcher when it was on television. Did not see that in the theater when it came out. Did not see it until about 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know.
We're not good fanboys.
Well, I do know that I slept in the day that it came out in the theaters.
It was Christmas, wasn't it?
Yes. And that's about as long as it was in the theaters.
Oh, really? It didn't last.
No. Which is a shame, because well, thank God for DVD. That the DVD direct-to-DVD market actually exists, because then now we have things like, the New Frontier and
the Batman,
Gotham Knights,
and,
all the other direct-to-DVD animated movies, from DC anyway, that are coming out. The Hellboy animated movies are also pretty good.
Both of the Ambush Bug animated movies were pretty good.
Yeah. No good Marvel ones, though. They all suck.
I've only seen the Ultimates one. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. The Hulk versus was mildly entertaining.
I wanted to see the Wolverine one.
Wolverine and then Thor.
Oh, okay. I wanted to see
the
Doctor
Wolverine
Strange
one was more entertaining than Thor. Doctor Strange was okay.
I've heard it was good from people, but
it was just okay. Yeah. The Iron Man was fucking awful. And I think that was it.
Yeah, I don't think they...
Ultimate Avengers and Ultimate Avengers 2.
Yeah, the Ultimate Avengers one. I mean, I didn't really like Ultimates.
Yeah.
And then I saw that and I was like, wow, this is not even as good as the Ultimates.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah. The source material, not that great anyway, but
even worse.
The adaptation was just sort of,
they had to leave
it
out.
was just ballless.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this wasn't meant for kids, but we took out everything that wasn't meant for kids.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I really want to watch that.
Yeah, alright. Well, we'll have to wait a week.
Damn it. Well, at least we can watch
Alright. Nothing.
Nothing else? I got nothing else. Have your pets spayed and neutered. Read Black Hole. It's fucking sweet.
Yes, it is.
We have a hardcover copy available at Mavericks. $29.50 cover price.
25% off.
25% off. Comes down to what? $22. About $22. Come on, pick it up there, kids. Bring your ID. Yes. You have to be 18. There's penis and vagina. That's right, the JJ. Come on in.
And maybe if you're lucky like me, you can find one at half price books for like $6.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah.
Sweet. Hardcover?
Hardcover.
Nice.
Yeah.
Half price books just moved.
I know they did.
Down by the right state.
Yeah. The last day was Thursday.
Really?
I was just there last Monday. And I overheard one of their employees on the phone say our last day is Thursday.
So you got it right straight from the cow's mouth, or whatever they say.
Cow.
Yeah.
Did not buy anything that trip. There was one thing I almost bought. It was an audiobook. Guillermo del Toro wrote a book. And it was read by Ron Perlman. And I thought, I would like that.
On CD?
Yeah.
Nice.
But even then, it was still too expensive to really just, shell out that money.
Yeah, I didn't know he wrote novels.
He's just written the one, co-wrote it with someone. It's about vampires. I'm assuming since it's Guillermo del Toro and he directed Blade 2 that they're not pussy vampires like, Twilight and Anne Rice.
Right. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for the road trip. In September we could get that.
I have a different audiobook in mind for our road trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I think you mentioned that.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, everybody.
Congratulations, listener.
Yeah, you did good. You
did
made it
good.
all the way through.
We're out of here. Yo. Bye.
Gutter Trash can be downloaded at www.guttertrash.net, iTunes, Podcast Alley, and Feedburner. You can also find us at myspace.com/guttertrash_net, seanborn.net, and buyerbewarecomics.blogspot.com. Contact us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. We'll see you next time.